is a scientist and still a practicing scientist who uses neuroimaging on infants to predict who's going to develop autism or not. It's not really related to whether you were vaccinated or not, and there are actually quantitative methods that they use, and she's at UNC-Chapel Hill. But in addition to being a scientist, she has chosen to get involved in politics, and she is a Chapel Hill town council member, and she's going to tell us her story of why she chose to get involved. Not to give up her science career, but to also get involved in politics. So please welcome Dr. Hongbin Gu.
Hi, my colleagues, the fellow scientists and advocates. It's a great time that we're all gathered here again today to be part of the March for Science. And I do remember last year, on April 22nd, it's the time that I participated in the March of Science, and it's the day that played a pivotal moment for my decision to get into public service. And as you know that 2018 marked the year of historic breakthrough. This year, we know that there are hundreds of scientists and the STEM professionals have launched their bids for public offices. It is a record number in US history. Over 200 of them are running for state house seats, and even more for city councils, county commissions, and the local school boards. They are doctors, engineers, scientists, mathematicians, and the STEM teachers of public schools. Many of them are just like you and me, that I never thought that I'm going to be getting into politics and running for offices just a few years ago. But we know this is a historic moment. What at stake is the future of our country. We are obligated to step up to defend science and facts, and to have our voices and our influences on issues of healthcare access, drug development, climate change, gun safety, and science research and education. We have a voice, and we have to sit at the table. We heard the voice loud and clear in the March for Science on April 22nd, 2017. More than 1 million people in over 600 cities all around the world marched for science. And thousands of you marched right here in Raleigh. And I was one of you. Science was under siege. Fundings cut, agencies eliminated, and the leaders are appointed from political appointees instead of the field professionals. Facts are forced to yield to alternative reality because they don't match some politicians' ideology. And the evidences and the scientific consensus were denied and discounted because they're inconvenient for some political agenda. Marching with thousands of my students, colleagues, and mentors and the community advocates, I was inspired. Even though we're not politicians, but together we stand up, raise our voices, and demand changes in our government. As scientists, we develop drugs and therapies to cure cancers, but we should also be one voice to make sure that those treatments are accessible to all Americans. We study the oceanic patterns and atmosphere samples in ice cores, but we should also make sure that science evidences are not denied. Global warming is real, and we have to do better to take care of our planet. We We create new tools and platforms for people to connect and share information online. We should also make sure that these platforms are not being abused. They're not being used to spread misinformation and rumors, and the people's privacies are being protected. As we understand, uncertainty is an intrinsic part of public policy making. And the challenges that we're facing now are all complex issues that require careful balancing for its pros and cons. And as scientists, we are trained to facing the challenges like that. We're trained to collect evidences, to evaluate them objectively, and to come up with creative solutions. We need to step up and play our critical role in our government. Last year, I ran for town council, and I'm honored to be elected to serve the people of Chapel Hill. I'm hoping that you will join me and to bring changes to our government and as well, and to find creative solutions to bring more opportunities to all people and to create a better future for our country. I hope you will work with me to promote science for everyone and help everyone to advocate for science. Thank you.
Dr. Hongbin Gu, thank you very much. A scientist who didn't give up her career, but also became active in politics. I applaud you. To be part of